Good morning. How are you? How are you guys doing this morning? All right. We'll be discussing today about arthritis and diabetes. I'll be discussing today about arthritis and diabetes. So stay tuned and watch. Let's see. Good morning. How are you guys? Good morning to everybody. All right. This morning I'm going to be discussing about arthritis. I'm going to be discussing about arthritis and diabetes. Okay, arthritis and diabetes have a lot in common. Anybody that have arthritis has the possibility of having diabetes, or anybody that have diabetes has the potential of developing arthritis. They have a lot in common. All right. Uh, People with arthritis have almost a 60% higher risk of developing diabetes than those without the joint disease. So there are a lot of things in common. Okay, so there are a lot of things in common about arthritis. And we have different types of arthritis. Okay, we have the osteoarthritis, which is the arthritis that causes the damage of your cartilage in the joint. You know, when the cartilage in the joint, when you have your cartilage in the joint damage, okay, and you're experiencing pain, that is osteoarthritis. All right, and we have the rheumatoid arthritis, which is the autoimmune form of arthritis. That is autoimmune form of arthritis. While the osteoarthritis is the one that causes your cartilage to got damage. So once you have your cartilages in your joints damaged and you're experiencing pain in your joints, that is your osteoarthritis. And rheumatoid arthritis is the one, it's an autoimmune arthritis. So they have a lot in common. Okay, and we have the gut. Gut is as a result of buildup of uric acid. So when you have gut, it's a form of arthritis that is you have a buildup of uric acid in your system. So you have pains all over. All right, and we have the reactive arthritis. This is caused form of arthritis due to infections, causing a red swelling in the joint. So when you have infection, it's a form of arthritis, but due to infections, and then you develop your joint have red swollen joints. So those are the forms of arthritis. Okay. So those are the forms. We have the osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, reactive arthritis, and then the gut. So they all have things in common. Okay, with diabetes. People with type 2 diabetes have a high risk of developing osteoarthritis. Just listen, people with type 2 diabetes have a high percentage of developing osteoarthritis, while people with type 1 diabetes have a higher risk of developing rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so you got to differentiate. The rheumatoid arthritis is a form of arthritis that is autoimmune, while the osteoarthritis is is arthritis due to the damage of the cartilage in the joint. So when you're experiencing pains in your joint and your old age, okay, you might have a cartilage damage, form of arthritis. Then the rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune arthritis. Then we have the reactive arthritis. This is as a result of infection. Okay, it's a form of arthritis due to an infection. Okay, and then in your joint you are having a red swollen joints and pains in it. Then we have the gut. The gut is a form of arthritis due to the buildup of uric acid in your system. Okay, we have the one they call juvenile arthritis. You find it in children. Okay, that's what they call it, juvenile arthritis. You find it in children. So these are all forms of arthritis that have a lot of things in common. And if you have type 2 diabetics, you have a high risk of developing osteoarthritis. If you have type 1 diabetics, you have a high risk of developing rheumatoid arthritis. So and the rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune arthritis, while the osteoarthritis is a damage to the cartilage in your joint. So they have a lot in common with diabetics. Okay, so what are the symptoms of arthritis? Pains. It comes with pains. All right. It comes with pain, and then you have inflammation of your joint. When I say you have inflammation of your joints are swollen. Okay. Your joints are swollen that you might have problem having a movement or have problem moving around. Okay, so when you have inflammation of your joints and they are swollen, these are the symptoms of arthritis that may limit you from walking around or performing certain functions. Okay, so they have a lot in common. So that's one thing you guys have to know, that arthritis and diabetes have a lot in common. All right. So waiting for some people to come online, and then I continue. Waiting for some people to come online, and then I continue. This is a return. Diabetes also can cause inflammation of the body, which affects your joint as well. So, there are relationship or there are links, arthritis and diabetes. Diabetes, if you're diabetic, it can cause an inflammation of the body, okay, which affects the joint. So, because I've been getting a lot of messages here about people complaining about pain. Why are they having pains all over the body? Why are they having pains in their joints? Yes, there is a linkage. When you're diabetic, being a diabetic can cause you have inflammation of the body, which affects the joints. So yes, So once it affects your joint, it limits your movements and doing other certain things. So there is a linkage, there is a relationship between having arthritis and diabetics. Yes. So if you're experiencing a joint pain, a body pain, then you have to see your rheumatoid specialist. Okay, to check it out, to check your cartilages, to make sure that the cartilages in your joint are not properly severely damaged. Because once your cartilages are damaged, then it's like your bones, because with the aid of that cartilage in your bone, that is why you have free movement. But when the cartilage is damaged, it's bone to bone. There is no cartilage protecting the bone anymore. So it's not bone to bone. Then that is why you feel those pains. And then that leads to swollen inflammation in the joints. So if you are having pains all over your body, in your joints, I would advise you to see your rheumatoid specialist, or see your family doctor to refer you to rheumatoid specialist to check your joint to make sure that your cartilages are not severely damaged. Okay, and if you are having a rheumatoid arthritis, which is the autoimmune arthritis, these are the things that your specialist will find out. Okay, it could be in your waist. Sometimes you have a severe waist pain. It could be your fingers, your hands, or it could be your feet. So rheumatoid arthritis can appear at any part of your body. But it's advised you check all those things out to make sure that you don't have the rheumatoid or osteoarthritis, or the reactive arthritis, which is due to an infection. Okay, it's a form of arthritis due to an infection. So these are the things you have to check out to make sure that while you are feeling those pains. Okay, so as I said, osteoarthritis. If you have type 2 diabetics, you stand a high chance of getting osteoarthritis. Okay, while if you have type 1 diabetics, you stand a higher chance of developing rheumatoid arthritis. So there are different segments of both of them. All right. How does a diabetic inflammation feel like? How do you know that you have diabetic inflammation? As I said, you have redness. Okay, you have pain. You have swellings around your feet, around your hands, abnormal swellings, loss of function, or you feel warmth. So these are diabetic inflammation. When you have inflammation all over your body that affects your joints, you experience swelling on your feet, in your hands, or in your waistline, pains, okay, loss of function. You won't feel anything in your hand, you won't be able to hold something on your feet, or you feel warmth. So these are diabetic inflammations. That's how you feel like. Okay, so if you are having, for those that are complaining they are having pain all over their body, then I will advise you guys to see your rheumatoid specialist, because you have diabetic inflammation that affects your joints. So there is a common relationship between a diabetic and arthritis. So those that are complaining that they are having pains in their joints all over their body, yes, they might fall into this category of having arthritis. So you got to check it out to make sure that your joints, your cartilages are not severely damaged. then your doctor might prescribe you some medication to reduce the pain. There are different kinds of medication that can be prescribed by your doctor to reduce the pain. But if the pain is so severe, then that's something that they have to escalate it up to investigate more. What sort of arthritis are you having? All right. Nobody's on today. Let's wait and see if people are going to come online. I'm waiting for people to come. I'm waiting for people to come online. If anybody has any question, they can write me questions. I'm waiting for questions. All right, let's continue with our program. What is the best joint supplement for diabetics? Every doctor have different supplements or different treatment for diabetes. I mean, for arthritis. What is the best supplement for arthritis? I will recommend you guys see your doctor if you are having an arthritis pain. Then your doctor can prescribe you drugs that can lessen the pain that you are going through. But there are all different kinds of prescription that the doctor can give you. Or there are supplements. There are supplements you can get in the shop that can help protect your cartilages. Okay, so I'll suggest you see your family doctor for a prescription. There are all kinds of prescriptions that you can have. Okay, and supplement. When I get a question online, I'll answer it. Who is more likely to have diabetics and arthritis? As I said, people with type 2 diabetics have a higher risk of getting osteoarthritis. Okay? People with type 2 diabetics have a higher chance of getting osteoarthritis, while people with type 1 diabetics have a higher chance of getting rheumatoid arthritis. Okay? So they have a lot in common. The most important thing you have to understand that is that diabetes causes inflammation of the body that affects your joints. Okay? And when it affects your joints, that is when you start feeling the pains. And when you start feeling the pain, you have to find out what type of arthritis are you having. Are you having osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis or reactive arthritis, or you have gout? So there are different kinds of arthritis, but you have to find out which is which. Then that is going to help your doctor in treating your arthritis. So okay. Does arthritis pain raise blood sugar? Apart from the inflammation of the body, which affects your joints, okay, that rheumatoid arthritis causes, okay, it may also cause a buildup of sugar in your bloodstream, okay. So apart from the inflammation of your body, which affects your joints, rheumatoid arthritis can also lead to buildup of sugar in your bloodstream. There's a possibility of a buildup of your sugar level in your bloodstream to rise. Okay. So the two ways to manage those illnesses, rheumatoid arthritis or diabetes, is your lifestyle changes. The kinds of all similar. Okay, you got to try to exercise regularly, and make sure you're eating a balanced diet, okay, and then be on your medication. So they're kind of similar of you having a rheumatoid arthritis and diabetes. Yes, apart from the inflammation of the body which affects the joint, it can also lead to the buildup of your sugar in your bloodstream. So what you have to do is, be on medication, change your lifestyle, be on a balanced diet, and you might mitigate against the severe pain. All right. So when I get a message on YouTube, when I get a question on YouTube, that is when I respond back. So as you guys can see from my description, I'm discussing the linkage between diabetics and rheumatoid and arthritis. You're having a diabetes and you are suffering from arthritis, which you might not know, because something came up. Because when I started reading the questions or the text messages, the feedback I'm getting, I see that most of the questions I'm getting, they're complaining about body pain, body pain, body pain. joint pain. I say, okay, I think I have to discuss about it. They have diabetes and arthritis have a lot in common. You might be diabetic and you don't know that you have arthritis. You might, so yes, they have both in common. Those pains you are having, those joint pains you are having, yes. But the question now is, how do you find out what arthritis you are going through? There are different kinds of arthritis that you have to find out first, and then the doctor will be able to know how to manage the treatment for you. Okay, so that is it. Yeah, that is it. So if you have any question, shoot that across to me. Mhm. Somebody is asking me what part of your body hurts more when you are diabetic. What part of the body hurts more when you are diabetic? When you have a nerve damage, peripheral nerve damage, your hands, your feet, your legs, and your arms, those areas are the most common area that experience nerve damages, that you experience pain. Okay, so generally it starts with your feet. Most diabetic, the first most place or the first area that you start experiencing those nerve damages and pain is in your feet. Okay, those burning sensation around your feet, under your feet, that is where, and then you gradually develop to other part of the body if you don't control it. So that is why when you start experiencing those pain, then uh, when you start experiencing those pain in your feet, that's when you have to take it seriously and start controlling your sugar level. So your hands, your feet, your leg, and your arm, those are the common places that you experience hurt and pain. Those are the places you experience peripheral nerve damages. The first common place if you are diabetic is your feet. That is where you start experiencing those pains. All right. So um, somebody's asking, Gloria is asking a question that you have a pain in your left thumb for the past 2 months. The question is that you have a pain in your left thumb for the past 2 months. Did you go and see your doctor? If I'm going to answer the question, is no. So if you are having a pain in your left thumb for the past 2 months, what did you do? Did you go and see your doctor? The question is no. And then you are bringing it up now. I've said this several times. You cannot be self-medicating. You can't be self-medicating. Anything that lasts more than 7 days, go and see your doctor. So if you're experiencing pain for the past 2 months in your left thumb, did you go and see your doctor? Why didn't you go and see your doctor to know why you are feeling that pain? Did you go and see your doctor, Gloria? If she's going to answer me no, then why? So if you are feeling a pain in your left arm, go and see your doctor and let your doctor diagnose it with you. Because, and one thing I noticed with, you see, sometimes I blame the government for not providing the people with the required medical facilities. But sometimes I also blame you, the citizens of African continent. I blame you guys. You see, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Is it a cause in Africa? Somebody will be sick in Africa. They will know they are sick. They will not go and see their doctor. They will keep it within themselves until they die. If you ask them, why don't you go and see the doctor? They tell you they don't have no money to go and see the doctor. Okay, fine. I understand Africa is, okay, you don't have money to go and see a doctor because anytime you have to go and see a doctor, you got to pay for consultation. You got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. Most of them don't go to see the doctor. Quite understood. But the same person complaining that they don't have money to go and see the doctor, you see them in the beer parlor, in the club, drinking and enjoying. But when it comes to taking care of their health, they will tell they don't have money to go and take care of their health. But when it comes to going to club, going to parties, gallivanting all over, they have the money to spend. If it is to give their girlfriend money, they have the money to give their girlfriend to please their girlfriend. They have the money to lavish on their girlfriend. They have the money to, but when you tell them about something that is good for their head, they'll tell you, oh, I don't have no money. We don't have no money. Things are expensive. But the same person complains they don't have money to take care of their head. You see them spending money on their girlfriend. Even maybe the wife at home has not eaten food. The children at home have not eaten food. But the person will have money to give to their girlfriend outside. The person will have money to go and drink beer parlor. They have to go and enjoy it. But this is something that has to do with your life. They will tell you they don't have money. That's Africa for you. So sometimes when I blame the government, sometimes I blame you people also who call yourself the citizens of Africa. If you are sick, if you have more than 7 days, your priority is to use that last money you have to go and see a doctor. Don't say, no, I don't have money, and you are keeping the money under your bed gradually until you die. If you die, somebody else will eat that money. If you are sick, go and see your doctor. Use the money you have under your bed. Go and pay for consultation and let the doctor find out why you are sick so that you get treatment. Don't come and say you don't have no money. But the money is sitting under your bed. The one is to go and give your boyfriend money now. You go and, if your boyfriend come and, you can't that money and give to your boyfriend or your girlfriend. But to take care of your health now. So so if you are sick, go and see your doctor. Don't wait for 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 7 days, and 2 months. And you say you don't have no go and see a doctor. Go and pay that consultation, because in Africa you have to pay consultation to see a doctor. Nothing is for free in Africa. You have to pay it's for your life, not for my life. So I would advise you, Gloria, go and see a doctor to know why you are feeling a pain on your tongue. Okay? Then when you see a doctor, he tells you this is what you are feeling. Then at least you know the cause of your pain and know what is the next line of action to take. Okay? So that's the advice I'm going to give. Mm-hmm. If there's any other question, I'll be glad to take it. Any other question? I'll be glad to take it. If there's any other question, I'll be ready to take it. If you guys have any question, I check it now. All right. I see there's no any question. All right. In summary or in my conclusion, we have the osteoarthritis, we have the rheumatoid arthritis, we have the reactive arthritis, we have the cut. The osteoarthritis are those ones found found due to the damage of your cartilages, okay, in the joints. All right, and this osteoarthritis is normally found in the elderly people, in the young people. And where do you normally find this osteoarthritis? You find it in your knees joints, hips, joints, in your hands, okay, making it very stiff and painful, and sometimes very swollen. So you find osteoarthritis in your knees, the joint of your knees, in your hands, the joints, okay, in your hip. Normally found in the elderly people and young, okay, due to the damage of the cartilage. Okay, that's why you feel those pains and sometimes redness and swelling. That's osteoarthritis. Then the rheumatoid arthritis, these are autoimmune arthritis. Okay, those are autoimmune arthritis. All right, so these are the different, and I told you that the osteoarthritis, you can find it in the people with that. People with that type 2 diabetes have a higher risk of developing osteoarthritis. If you have type 2 diabetes, you have a high chance of developing osteoarthritis. If you have type 1 diabetes, you have a high chance of developing rheumatoid arthritis. So those are the things. So the rheumatoid arthritis is the autoimmune. Those are the immune that are your immune is attacking your immune system by mistakenly the lining of the joint. You know the joints, the lining of the joint, all the nerves, all the veins that go through the joints. You know, so it mistakenly attacks. It's like your immune system is attacking your immune system back. That's why they say it's an autoimmune arthritis. Okay, it mistakenly attack the lining of your joints. Because in those your joints, they are all blood vessels, they are all nerves that lead to the joint that supply them the oxygen and the blood. So it attack those lining of the joints. That's rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so where can you find this rheumatoid? You can find it in your wrist joints, okay, in your hands, in your wrist joints, in your feet, okay, you can find them in the feet, in your joint of your feet, that can make it very painful and swollen, that you cannot even move. So when you have pain in your wrist joint here, okay, that you can't even hold something or it's very painful, then that's the rheumatoid arthritis, or in the feet of your joints, okay, those are rheumatoid arthritis. The autoimmune system, it's like your immune system is mistakenly attacking its immune system, the lining joint of the immune systems. So those are rheumatoid arthritis. So as I've said, I've given you guys 4 kinds of arthritis. We have the rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, reactive arthritis due to an infection. Okay, we have the gut. So those are the, and we also have the juvenile arthritis. Those ones are found in young people. Okay, children's. That's what they call it, juvenile arthritis. But the most commonly one that you can find is the osteoarthritis and then rheumatoid arthritis. Those ones are found in elderly people, young people. Those are the ones you feel the pain instantly. So if you have diabetic, yes, there's an inflammation of the body which affects the joints. Yes, there's a risk factor that links both of them. So why I said I'm going to discuss this today is because most of the emails or most of the texts I'm getting is all about joint pain, joint pain, joint pain. I'm having pain all over the body. Yes, you might be having arthritis, but you don't know what type of arthritis you are having. So I would advise you to see your doctor and find out what kind of arthritis is affecting you so that they know the kind of treatment or supplement to recommend for you. So that is good. That's basically what I'm going to say. See your family doctor to recommend the treatment. First of all, find out what kind of arthritis you're suffering from that is affecting your joint or why you're feeling those pains. And then they'll take it from there. All right? So that is it. That's all I have to say. The linkage of diabetes and arthritis. If you guys have, if anybody have any question, then I'll be glad to entertain questions before I leave, before I go. Any question before I conclude? All right. Since there's no further question, it's time I'm going to end the program. If you guys have any question, any comment, leave it on my comment section. And don't forget to share this video. Okay, subscribe to my channel. Want to leave a comment, I'd like to read from you guys. So if there's any comment, leave it on my comment sections and I'll respond back. Do not forget to subscribe, share. Okay, see you guys next time. Goodbye. Okay.